Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ricamus Reacts. My name is Ricamus, and today I'm going to be reacting to RWBY, Volume 5, Chapter 3. I do not remember the name. Unforeseen Complications. So yeah, I have seen Gira in the... okay, so I've seen Gira in the thumbnail, so I'm assuming that it's going to have to do with what is going on with their approaching the White Fang and approaching people about the White Fang being bad. I don't really know if it's going to work out. I have a feeling it's not going to work out since they're saying unforeseen complications. So, how's everybody doing? Yeah, so other than unforeseen complications with that, it's possible that maybe we'll get more of Weiss's story, particularly because she got picked up by the Bronwyn tribe, and that is an unforeseen complication of her getting to Haven. I don't know if we will see more of what's going on with Team Ranger. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if there's much else I can say right now. I'm just going to get into the episode and then I'll talk about it afterward. So here we go. Here's the episode and the intro, which I may or may not cut out depending on how much I talk. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Turn down the volume a little. I've been playing around with OBS, trying to figure out the audio sync issues. Hopefully it will be taken care of at some point. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know if it will get fixed, but we'll see. Yeah, this is fun. I want to see him interact with the group more. We haven't really seen what has happened yet. Yeah, that was last episode. They look so bored with their storyline. I want them to get the Mistral. Oh wait, yeah. No, at this point now I know that she's the Summer Maiden, because obviously not Cyanocon, and also it makes a lot more sense that way. Still do not know the words, really. Yep, here we go with the Belladonnas. Yep, everybody looks bored. Oh, his speech, okay. It's okay, homunculus. Or father.
Yes. It won't be easy for the people to
Full Metal Alchemist.
The truth often isn't. I know they'll do the right thing.
Oh, that's cute.
You got this.
Cat's rubbing up. Oh, did I just mess? I hope my mic's still good. Okay. Oh my god! For a second, I was like, "Wait, why is the video cut like that?" It's the. Press. Everybody taking videos on phones because I guess what else are they gonna take videos on? Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you all for assembling here. I wanted to take time to address some of the rumors that have been circulating around our island. I believe that it is important for the people of this territory to understand the truth. No matter how you feel about the human race, I think we can all agree that the event now known as the Fall of Beacon was a tragedy.
Well, Faunus also died, I'm sure. Yeah.
Back. While the main aggressor is still unknown, we do have official confirmation that Adam Taurus, The leader of a powerful splinter group working inside the White Fang was partially responsible for these attacks. His actions
So
not
the circles
only
were to
tarnished the
emphasize things.
reputation of an organization originally created to bring peace and equality to all, but to our entire race. With each
I
day
wonder if
that
this
the
is when they're going to
Fang
find
moves
out that he took
onwards,
over.
it becomes increasingly difficult to condemn those that look down upon us.
Yeah, exactly.
Recently, a spy from this same splinter group set their sights on this very home. My own daughter, Blake, and her friend did their very best to apprehend this individual. While they were unsuccessful after being physically assaulted and seriously injured,
Oh, he's going to reveal the plans, yeah.
the assailant's scroll. With this, we have been able to ascertain that Adam Torres has plans to overthrow the current leader of the White Fang, Sienna Khan, and take over the reins himself.
So when's the other shoe gonna drop, or whatever
Documents on
phrase
the
is?
scroll proclaim his next target to be Haven Academy and its attached CCT tower. Their plan is to strike on the last full moon before the beginning of the fall semester, roughly 2
Interesting.
months from today.
Oh, so it's early
I sent
summer.
my swiftest messenger to the government of Mistral, but I believe we have a greater responsibility. My relationship with the White Fang has been an interesting one. Years ago, I led the organization to help try and create a world where I and every Faunus who wished could walk alongside the human race. And while I believe we made great strides toward this goal, it was made clear to me that the people both in and out of the White Fang wanted faster results. So I stepped down, and Sienna Khan was appointed as my successor. It's true that I do not fully condone many of her methods. What I do condone is what Sienna fights for. The idea that the Faunus
This is good.
and humans are,
I like
and
this,
should
yeah.
be, equal. Adam Torres does not seem to have that goal in mind. What he has done
Do
benefits
not
no
make
one
villains of
else.
the White Fang, even if you don't agree with them. Good. Yeah.
I think it's time that the Faunus showed the world that we are equals. Time that we snuff out this splinter group and restore the White Fang to what it once was.
So what's gonna go wrong? What's gonna go wrong?
I think the answer is clear. We must go to Haven and protect it at all costs.
Oh. Interesting.
Before we proceed any further, I'd like to invite my daughter to come and share her story. Not only as
Was
a
that
former
planned?
member of the White Fang, but also as a survivor of the fall of Beacon.
Traitors!
What is she? So this is part of their plan then.
Cowards. After everything the humans have done to us, everything they've put us through, you're asking us to help them?
I know we haven't been treated fairly.
Where was their help when the dust companies treated our people like slaves? Where was their help when kingdoms hunted Faunus just for being
Just
who they
rile
are?
people up again.
Where was my help when my parents were killed in a dust mine? Where?
Young lady, progress takes patience and cooperation.
The Belladonnas are the worst kind of Faunus. They want us to work with the same people that are trying to hold us down.
She's gonna.
If you
Is she gonna bring up
truly
that
want to
Blake
help your people,
works with
now
Weiss?
is the time to support Adam, not the Belladonnas. He will bring about the future that you deserve. And if you are unwilling to fight,
What's
know
Sun about
that
to
the
do?
White Fang will do it for you.
Shut up!
After her!
This totally undid every. Oh, hey.
Or reincarnated.
Oh, isn't it weird?
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just take a second and remember that this is very overwhelming for everyone.
Oh, was he drinking coffee? That's actually smart. Okay.
Sorry. It's just, I've never really met huntsmen and huntresses before.
Well, we've never met a person with two souls, so...
But there's a
first
book
time
about that.
around.
Oh, so I see. I heard people talking about the
Break
ship.
the whole getting to know
But
you bit. We need to have a talk.
yeah.
Mind showing us your little parlor trick, kid?
Yeah.
Parlor trick?
Okay. Just so you know, I'll still be here.
Can he actually take over his body? I thought he was just a voice in his head. Whoa.
So very good to see you again, students.
Well, that is weird.
Wait, what just happened?
Professor Osmond?
Correct. And though I may be the one speaking, Oscar is still present mentally. He's merely handed over the controls, so to speak.
Did they
Don't make us do anything embarrassing.
did they mix the voices of Shannon McCormick and what's his
It's
name?
alarming and bizarre and just really kind of hard to believe overall.
It's good to see you children still have your sense of humor. I know you've all been through tremendous hardship already. I'm sorry.
Is he gonna explain what happened?
I mean, it's not your fault.
It is.
It's all my fault.
Yeah, what'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? Explain!
I told you once that I made more mistakes than any man, woman, and child on this planet. And I wasn't exaggerating. I'm cursed. For thousands of years I have lived the
Yep.
service of remnant, living and
It's
dying
the wizard.
and reincarnating in the body of a like-minded soul. The Professor Osmond
Like-minded.
was not my first war, and clearly wasn't my last. It's an extraordinarily strenuous process on everyone involved.
So it's like a
So who? What?
yeah,
What are you?
sort of an Avatar thing, but with
I'm the combination of countless men who've spent their lives trying to protect the people of Remnant.
very much the
At
Avatar.
birth, my soul is eventually merged with another, and I am changed. But my memories stay with me.
All of
This
them.
curse was bestowed upon me by the gods
Yikes.
because I failed to stop Salem in the past.
Oh.
But we must stop her now.
Wow.
How do we do that?
We start by ensuring the safety of the relic of knowledge.
Here we go. I guess we'll see Spring and Salem. Or, sorry, Raven. Jesus. Names.
Well, well, well. Look who's awake.
What's going on? Where am I? You know, I never thought I'd see a Schnee in this camp.
Vernal?
Her name's Vernal. Those ropes don't actually look like they're very tight.
What do you want? Straight to the point. I like it. We don't normally deal in trafficking people.
Was she the second in command, or is she...
But once we realized we had a Schnee, that changed.
You're going to ransom me back to my father. Is that it?
It's the obvious thing, yeah.
It's a shame you're a Schnee. You'd probably do quite well around here.
I would never sink to your level.
Just keep quiet and cooperate, and you'll be back in your mansion before you know it.
She doesn't want to go back, though.
Don't make this complicated.
What's going to make this complicated is when my sister finds out that I didn't make it to Mistral.
Hmm.
You know my sister, don't you?
Yup.
Winter Schnee, special operative of the Atlas military. She's in Mistral now, and when she hears I'm missing, it won't take her long to find me. And you.
Unless this is gonna make them move the camp.
What's so funny?
Oh, I don't know if it's more funny or sad, but you're clearly out of the loop.
Uh-oh.
Your sister isn't in Mistral anymore. No Atlas personnel are in Mistral anymore.
Was she recalled?
General Ironwood closed the borders and recalled all of his little troops and tin cans.
Kind of sucks. I wanted to see Winter again.
To rescue you.
Yangwell. I think that's who's coming next then.
This is perfect! We were stuck at a dead end, but now we can just take cute boy Osmond to Lionheart and have things straight.
Please don't call me that.
Nope.
Yeah, we're not sure that's the best idea.
Do they not trust Lionheart? Please tell me that they're actually being huntsmen and knowing something's up.
But I thought the headmasters all took their orders from you.
That was the intention. 4 lieutenants I can trust, especially during times of reincarnation. But Crow told me about your meeting with Leonardo. He isn't just behaving irrationally. He's disobeying specific instructions I had left him. Something's wrong. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I don't want to rule out any possibilities either.
Yeah.
Everyone outside of this room knows that I've paired with Oscar, and I think it may be best to keep it that way.
Play things close to the chest until we got a better hand.
Precisely. Now, we have 2 steps ahead of us.
I have questions about this.
More huntsmen.
But the Mistral Council
Doesn't own every huntsman in the kingdom. And I've been here enough times to know where we can find
So we get to see some new huntsmen?
They're trustworthy.
You can trust them to put up a good fight. I'll throw together a list tonight.
Yeah, anybody?
Good luck with that.
After that, we can move on to step 2.
Love Nora.
What's step 2?
Getting you 4 into fighting shape.
But we already know how to fight.
You can only fight so long as you have crescent rows, but you're still lacking in hand-to-hand combat.
Yep. She is.
Yeah.
Mr. Ark, I'm glad to hear you've improved, but sorry to say you've yet to unlock your semblance.
So he really hasn't unlocked it still, huh?
All of you still have a ways to go before you're ready to pose any real threat against Salem and her forces. And though Oscar can give me temporary control, we'll need to strengthen his body and his aura. Wait, what? I'll inherit my muscle memory in time. Practice will expedite the process.
I wonder what his semblance is. If, like, he has a specific one, too.
Well, I believe I was the headmaster of Beacon Academy.
So he's gonna...
Salem were to plan an attack. It makes sense that it occur prior to students' return. It's not much time.
Okay, this is taking a little... spending a little too long on that image.
Just don't expect me to go easy.
He is very uncoordinated.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm loving how long these episodes are. Okay. Is she gonna... Yeah, because she doesn't need her blade or anything to do. This is cool. Oh, she's gonna make her escape. Awesome. Man, so I obviously downloaded this one rather than watch the watch from the episodes. I'm not seeing the I'm watching from the website, so I'm not seeing the whatever you call it. Yeah, concept art. Okay, so we get rid of you. and let's chat. Let's talk about this. So, you know what? Why don't I might I'm gonna go through the episode again, and not obviously watch it again, but I'm just gonna, it'll help me talk about certain things. So, first scene. Yep. So we've got this. Right. So this is interesting. So he makes a speech, and they're getting everybody on their side, and then they make the mistake of going too far with what to do, and um, and I'm honest. I'm very curious as to what Blake was gonna say. Yeah, sorry. I'm very curious as to what Blake was planning on saying and how that was going to help. But so Ilya, I mean, but basically them protecting Haven does not seem to wait. Sorry, I am going to play the episode again for a second. Okay, yeah, I just checked that again. And so yeah, Blake never actually got a chance to speak before Ilya interrupted and basically put doubts in everybody's minds again, and basically undid all of the goodwill that the Belladonnas had from the general public. So it's interesting that the proposal that he had was to go and protect Haven, and I mean, this is hinting more and more at a civil war between the Faunus, but it's really it seems I don't know. I feel like it definitely seems like a misstep. Maybe they needed to work up to, doing other things. They needed to work up to protecting Haven, and it's also hard to get that, like, all these people. They live here in Menagerie. It's gonna be hard to get them all over to Haven. I just yeah, it definitely is a bit of a misstep, and then Ilya did no favors for them. It's a little disappointing, though, that after she got chased away by Sun, I think that was a bad move. What Sun? Well, I don't know. It should be okay, but I find it interesting that he didn't try to say something as well, because he's never been affiliated with the White Fang, and he was at the Fall Beacon as well. He's from the Haven Academy. He could have said something. I know he's originally from Vacuo, but obviously for if you don't remember, he actually goes to school at Haven. Yeah, I feel like there could have been more to that scene, but that that's a thing that happened. So, but it looks like everything went according to Corsican Fennec's plan. Everything got derailed there. Maybe this will help push Sun and Blake out of Menagerie. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so getting into the next scene. So we get this whole, the whole shot. I love this shot. I mean, just them being so fascinated by him. And I see what people are saying about the Rose Garden ship. I don't really. It makes sense. I mean, they're close in age. I think she's 16 now, he's 14, all that kind of stuff. But there is that weirdness factor with Ozpin. I don't know. Anyway, so I get that, but so it's fun. It's funny. The before anybody knew anything, they threw out all these theories as to how Ozpin and Oscar could be one, and I feel like they went through a bunch of those theories when they were talking to him, which is pretty funny. So yeah, all right. So we see that. I wonder if maybe that is the okay. The whole thing with Ozpin and the people that he sort of melds souls with is that he is. So they are like-minded individuals. So in a sense, they are chosen ones. This reminds me a bit of, Avatar. With the Avatar cycle, it reminds me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with potential slayers and only one getting chosen. Blah blah blah. Reminds me that there are a lot of things that this reminds me of from other media. But this one is different. In a sense, it reminds me, to some degree, it reminds me most of Supernatural, in that you are, well, no. Even then, it doesn't quite fit, because I guess that's the closest comparison you could make. So with demons, they sort of forcibly take over your body, and you are just like, put in the background, and the demon has taken over your body. Whereas when you have an angel, you have to give permission for them to use your body, and you can sort of interchange. But in this case, it's like Osmond sort of melds souls with him without his permission, and he just kind of has to deal with it. But at least like they're like-minded, so they're good people, and they, I guess they're making the best of a bad situation, but it's still it's very creepy. I guess is a good way to put it. And it's a little messed up. That's the best way to put it. It's almost like, I mean, they all do seem to have new personalities, which is a good thing. It really is. But at the same time, he's talking about how muscle memory will take over, and he obviously remembers all his past lives. So in a sense, they do become one. And yeah, he'll have the same personality, but this is the thing that reminds me of Avatar a lot, is that he has all those past lifetimes that he remembers as well. And it's just it's very it's sad, and it's tragic in a way, because it removes some of the initial agency that the person had before the soul melding, but in a sense it does push them to a higher purpose. It's just, it changes their destiny to some degree, or at least the way that Pyrrha may have been describing it, anyway. But yeah, so it's interesting. They're still not admitting that he was the wizard in the first place. But the more and more, I mean, it sounds like Salem is similar, at least in that Salem has existed for thousands of years, just like Ozpin. But we can't necessarily say that Salem is like Ozpin in that whatever the entity is, whether it reincarnates or if it is just the same Salem the Salem that we have seen in the show that has existed for thousands of years. I subscribe to the theory that it is a sort of possession thing. So, and it's sort of like similar, like I'm saying, similar to Ozpin takes over a new body when the old one is destroyed or getting old or whatever. And I continue to think that the current body is Summer Rose. But anyway, I digress. So, and it may be tied to the two brothers as well as the wizard story. So I feel like all of this is sort of coalescing, but it's going to take some time to really, tease out all of those pieces. So it's interesting. I'll talk more about this as we get to the next part. I think it's funny that they gave him coffee, because that would be an Ozpin thing to drink. And now we are at the camp, and interesting that it seems the Summer Maiden, which I forgot her name, so I'm gonna listen to the episode again to check this. Vernal. So Summer Maiden's name is Vernal, and she appears to be very high ranking, which would make sense because of her power, and they definitely value strength in the bandit camps. I don't think she is the one in charge, because obviously Raven's the one in charge, but she's definitely a lieutenant. She's definitely, or a captain, or high up there, however you want to put it. Maybe her right-hand woman. But yeah, so very interesting. She's got a interesting personality. I definitely like her. Really confident, and she doesn't call Weiss's bluff. She's able to bring Weiss down a peg. It sucks that she that they are trying to send Weiss home. I mean, that's the obvious thing that we thought was going to happen. Not send her home, but, you know, ransom her and get her back. And obviously, that is not in Weiss's plans. I have to say, there were some really cool shots of Myrtnaster. Is that her name? The name of the sword? I don't remember exactly. Where a lot of times it looks very, very much like almost like cubic. You know, you've got the 4 sides in like a cube way, but it looked a lot more like a sword from this angle. You know, rather than it being kind of a squared blade, it definitely looked a lot flatter, and I really liked that. Yeah. I'll be very curious to see more from the Spring Maiden, which I already forgot her name again. Damn, it's an odd name, so or it was an unexpected name. So yeah, I guess I can check in the credits as well and also see who's playing her. Yeah. Anyway. So we get back to this, and they talk about how they're going to need... oh, yes, it's great that they are actually being huntsmen and realizing something is wrong, and playing the cards close to their chest and not telling... not letting Lionheart know that Ozpin has reincarnated into Oscar. So I'm very impressed with that. I'm so glad that they finally revealed that Crow... I mean, Crow knew something was up, but like, yeah, I'm glad that it makes sense to both Crow and Ozpin that something's wrong. They should not trust Lionheart. So that's good. And now I like that they're addressing that they need to train, and they specifically, I mean, they talked to he talked to all of them, but specifically targeted Ruby and Jean. And I mean, that's mostly because we know them the best, I think, and we know where their weaknesses are the best. Ruby is clearly, and I mean, they continue to show that, and now it makes a lot of sense why they emphasize that in the Yellow trailer or in the Yang short, because they need to show that Ruby is going to work on her hand-to-hand, work on being without her scythe. So she'll have some growth in that sense. And it looks like that more of a master is going to be helping Jean figure out a semblance. I mean, Piro was working on it with him, but somebody who has actually trained huntsmen for a while might actually be able to help more. So that's exciting. We will have to see how that goes. Yeah. And then obviously Oscar himself is gonna have to train, and we got this I loved this goofy shot of Ozpin, being very flamboyant and flourishing and all that kind of stuff, and then the reaction shot, which lasts a little too long. It's literally like it's literally just sort of like it's pasted on there, and the only things moving in the frame are the spinning are the spinning cane and like eyes and mouth a little bit. Everything else is just kind of pasted in there. It's very funny, but it lasts just maybe like 10 seconds too long or 5 seconds too long. I don't know. But it was very funny. I enjoy that they're with all of this stuff, they're keeping this series goofy and fun and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, and then finally we end on Weiss escaping. I like that she's really... I mean, we haven't seen her really hone her skills more than, like, she was training to summon, and she was able to do it. Now she can do it all the time, which, she did kind of... I assume that there were some time skips in there. I'm not sure when she first summoned and caused problems at the gala, and then, the time between that and when she finally summoned the knight for the first time in her room. And we she could have been practicing along the trip as well. I mean, it was a long journey that they took. They were taking a very roundabout way they were taking a very roundabout way. So it makes sense that she has gotten better at it. It's just, we didn't see a lot of her development. So it is a little weird that she is so much more proficient now. I mean, now she can create a tiny... I mean, she created a tiny sword before, way back, but now she can create the tiny knight and use him to help escape. I assumed he would also cut her bindings, but they didn't really say much about what's going to happen. So I'm assuming that he is powerful enough in this form to just cut through the bars. Problem is, how do you do that without making a lot of noise? So we'll see what happens. Maybe she's going to send him out to go and fetch Merton Astor, and then use that to help escape before, yeah, anyway. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Oh, let's have a look once again. We get Vernal. Oh, okay. So, okay, that makes sense. Spring Vernal. Amberly Connors. I have to look up who that is. Aaron Dismuke. I keep on forgetting Oscar's name. But yeah, I'm wondering, sorry, when a lot of times when Ozpin was speaking, I mean, I know Shannon McCormick can do, you know, he's a voice actor, so he can do like modulations to his voice, but it did sound almost like, and I mean, there were points where you could hear the two different voices overlapping with each other, but I do wonder if they did mesh the two voices at some points and made a very clean like a clean mixture of them rather than like the distorted mixture of them. I don't know. I'd have to listen to it again. I don't really know Shannon McCormick that well, voice-wise, so, well, I mean, I've watched Red vs. Blue, obviously, and I watched this, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I think that wraps it up for the most part. I don't know what to expect in the next episode. I'm going to record it now, and I'm going to edit this one and get it out as soon as I can. I've got a lot of other things that I need to do. I just wanted to sort of take care of this as early as possible. Hopefully, my sync issues are fixed, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys all thought, and I will see you guys in the next video.